What's the hubbub? It's truly a win for Superman fans that not only is the DCU continuing to build out, but the foundation is being set on the Superman saga. DC fans are winning. The Gunn-verse is putting out movies and developing new ones. It's active and nowhere close to being done yet. How amazing. We have a guaranteed trilogy no matter what to explore as a saga. If Man of Tomorrow does well, we may get even more movies building off of it. 1A, 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 yay, win! 1A! In a recent YouTube short, I had mentioned Brendan Fraser as the Jor-El to David Corenswet's Kal-El would have been elite casting due to their similarities as actors. The look, voice, and even some acting styles are truly in sync. It also made me ponder and want to explore what this version of his Kryptonian parents are. James Gunn's version of Jor-El in Superman is a dramatic departure from the traditional depiction of Superman's Kryptonian father. Instead of the wise, benevolent mentor seen in earlier adaptations, Gunn presents a more distant and even unsettling interpretation. Speaking entirely in Kryptonian, Jor-El becomes more alien and unreadable, and his recorded message to Kal-El is far more disturbing than expected. Rather than simply imparting wisdom or encouragement, he commands his son to lord over the planet and to take multiple wives so his genetic legacy will spread. Gunn has confirmed that the message is authentic and not doctored by Lex Luthor, which sends shockwaves through Superman's mythos. This origin suggests Clark was sent to Earth not just as a refugee, but potentially as a conqueror in waiting.
What is it, son?
It's a message from my biological father. I'm sure I'm reading it wrong.
Why, what does it say?
On this third planet from this star, Sol, you be God among men. They are a flawed race, rule them with strength, my son. That is where your greatness lies. I think I was sent here to conquer.
This reinterpretation opens up huge thematic questions for both the film and Superman's character. Instead of Clark simply embracing an inherited noble destiny, he has become the man. He is due to his upbringing from the Kents. He has to reconcile and understand the message his biological parents gave him as well. This creates a powerful contrast between his Kryptonian heritage and the moral foundation he received from his Earth parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent. In this telling, the Kents don't just raise Superman, they make Superman. Their compassion and human values become what truly shape him, especially when juxtaposed with Jor-El's authoritarian message. It basically means the truest protectors of the Earth were unknowingly his Smallville family and upbringing. I think this answers why the movie was originally called Superman Legacy. The film seems to ask whether legacy is something you inherit or something you define for yourself. There are several compelling interpretations of the message itself. One possibility is that Jor-El's harsh instructions function as a kind of test. Perhaps Kryptonian culture expected their children to confront extreme philosophical ideas as a way of forging their own moral compass. The message could be intentionally provocative, meant to push Clark to assert his own values. Another possibility is that the message is real, but incomplete. Kryptonian language may hold meanings or metaphors that don't translate cleanly into English. making the message's ideas sound more tyrannical than intended. There's even room for a tragic interpretation. Jor-El and Lara could have recorded the message under coercion, or only portions of it may have survived Krypton's destruction. A popular fan theory suggests the message might not be from Jor-El and Lara at all. Instead, it could be the work of an external manipulator such as Brainiac. In many versions of Superman's lore, Brainiac is a collector, an archivist of worlds, often meddling in Krypton's fate. If he intercepted or altered the message, he may be grooming Clark to become a ruler, so Earth eventually falls under his influence. This would turn the message into a psychological weapon, one designed to destabilize Superman, distort his heritage, and prime him for external control. This theory also sets up future storylines where Superman discovers the truth and must confront the villain who tampered with the most important part of his origin. This will be a Superman and Kryptonian saga. After all of this opens rich territory for future films and for deeper thematic exploration. It draws a clear line between biological heritage
Amongst men.
and chosen identity, reinforcing the idea that Superman's heroism comes from who raised him, not the world he was born into. It also invites questions about how messages, translations, and legacies can be manipulated, echoing real-world concerns about misinformation and propaganda. Even more intriguingly, it could foreshadow upcoming conflicts, not just with external villains like Brainiac or other Kryptonian factions, but with Superman's own understanding of what it means to be a symbol, a protector, or even a son. Lastly, let's explore an incredibly intriguing theory. That message was never Jor-El who appeared. Bradley is, instead, playing Brainiac. Let's have some fun and deep dive further into this. When laid out simply and straightforward, the idea actually fits surprisingly well and is rather compelling. If this came out as confirmed and true, it would be the biggest plot leak imaginable for Man of Tomorrow. Gunn has a long history of casting close collaborators in unexpected roles, often saving their reveals for later. Cooper, who's worked with him for over a decade, maybe agreed to a larger role than revealed because he loves surprises and rarely wastes big actors on small parts. Some fans believe Cooper could truly be reserved for a major villain. Brainiac is the perfect villain for this kind of reveal. He's a mix of voice, performance capture, and physicality once his truest form is revealed, and exactly the kind of character an A-list actor can elevate even without being on screen in a traditional sense. Cooper has the commanding voice, dramatic intensity, and quiet menace needed for a calculating, hyper-intelligent antagonist. If that were the case, we'd see some fake casting call and audition information thrown out to the public regarding potential actors to play Brainiac and get the fan hounds off of the raccoon scent.
I didn't ask to get made!
Casting him would also allow Gunn to hide Brainiac until Man of Tomorrow, or even in a post-credits stinger for Supergirl, the same way Marvel kept Josh Brolin's Thanos under wraps early on. The theory also lines up with Gunn's comments about the future of the DCU. He has said that Superman sets up wider cosmic threats and ties into other upcoming films like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Brainiac is one of the few villains who bridges these stories. If Gunn is building a long-term arc, having a major actor quietly introduced as Brainiac makes narrative sense. It lets the DCU hint at a larger plan without distracting from Superman's core story. Finally, fans noticed Gunn mentioning that a major role in the film is intentionally unannounced. That doesn't prove anything, of course, but it fuels speculation. A hidden casting, a longtime collaborator, and a cosmic villain waiting to be revealed. These factors together make the idea of Bradley Cooper secretly playing Brainiac plausible. In the end, Gunn's approach reframes Superman's origin not as a story of a child sent to Earth to save it, but as a story of a man who must choose what kind of person he wants to become. Instead of being destined to rule or destined to protect, he is given a crossroads. His real heroism comes from rejecting authority, whether Kryptonian or otherwise, and forging a new path based on empathy, freedom, and self-determination. I hope you enjoyed exploring this. Please subscribe and click the notification bell so you can easily get a friendly heads up for each new video drop. Also, it helps me out if you smash that like button. And then, hey, I'm interested in your thoughts as well. Please also comment below. I'd love to see if there are particular theories you agree or disagree with, or if there are some other theories you may have that I didn't cover. The entire saga could really be referred to as a Kryptonian one. So if you have ideas on how his parents and Brainiac all tie into the story, I'm super interested in that. As always, take care of yourselves and others. Look up, not back. The DCU is moving along and is now thriving.
Sir, you are only 83% restored to health. You must rest.
No can do, 4. I gotta get back to the fray.
But this hammer fellow just beat you at full power. Sir?